I've been on this slow living journey for a few years now, and over these years I've learned new ways of thinking, ways that have drastically changed my life. If you feel like you want to change your life too for the better, to live more mindfully, more intentionally, then this video is for you. Number 1. No one ever tells you that bravery looks like fear. You might think that people who do brave things do them because they are not afraid. But in fact, it just means that they do things regardless. They might be scared, but they choose to do the things that they want to do. I have the kind of brain that is scared of almost everything, and that has been a challenge for me. I've had anxiety. I tend to worry. But I have decided that I don't let fear dictate what I do or don't do. So if I really want to do something, it doesn't matter if I'm afraid. I will just do the things that I want to do even if I'm afraid. The feeling of fear doesn't matter. What matters is how I choose to act. So when I'm making a decision, I will just have to accept that fear will be my travel companion. It might be there all along in the process of doing something, but usually if I just keep going, my fear will eventually subside. Number 2. No one is you, and that is your power. In the past, I was often unsure of myself, and I tried to please everybody. I was afraid of showing my true self to others, and I tried to figure out what they wanted from me and tried to act accordingly. But it's impossible to know what everybody else wants from you. You can't please everybody. So that's why the only reasonable choice is to be yourself. You will be so much happier in life if you just have the courage to be you. And you will attract the right kind of people by doing so. And the bonus is that others will feel safe to be themselves around you too. And there will always be those who don't like you. I'm sure that there are people who don't like what I'm doing, who will even be irritated by what I say or by my personality. And I just have to accept that. I will have to trust that there are people who do like my energy and my vibe. So if you feel that you're weird and you don't fit in, that's okay. Just be yourself and you will find your place in this world. Number 3. At some point you just have to let go of what you thought would happen and live in what is happening. A lot of anxiety comes from wishing that things were different and not being able to accept how things are. If you can accept how things are, you have already taken a step forward. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't work for the goals you have. It just means that if things don't go the way you want, you can move on. You can let it go. It also allows you to forgive yourself for the mistakes you made in the past. You will understand that maybe you didn't even have a choice. You did the best you could with the knowledge and the tools you had at the time. And it allows you to let go of the illusion that things could have been any different. We often have these what ifs. What if this or that had gone differently? But if you can just accept how things are, how things were, the things you did or didn't do, the chances you didn't grab when you had the chance. Just accept where you are and you will feel free. Number 4. Trust the timing of your life. If you're in your 40s like I am, you might feel like you're too old, it's too late, because this society adores youth. Everybody should look like they're in their 20s. But it's about perspective. If I'm in my 40s, I have a lot more experience, a lot more wisdom. And besides, in my 40s, I might not even be midlife yet. So I would say if you're still alive, you still have time. You still have time to make changes. You still have time to go after your dreams. Besides, I'm well aware of how being in my 40s might seem really young for somebody else. So value your experience and your wisdom and do the best you can with the time you have. Number 5. Discipline is remembering what you want. I don't really like the word discipline because it sounds like pushing through, being hard on yourself, even when it would be a better choice to just take a break or try a different approach. But I do think that it's important to remember what to focus on. If you're like me, you might have many different goals and dreams, and sometimes it can feel difficult to remember what to focus on, what to prioritize. But if you have too many goals, you won't make any progress on any of them. For example, if you want to write a book, you need to remember that you want to write a book and make it a priority in your everyday life, so that you make time for writing, not running after every fancy and changing your mind every week. Otherwise, your attention might be too scattered in so many places that you won't achieve anything. Number 6. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Change doesn't happen overnight. That's really important to remember. We need to stay consistent, keep showing up for ourselves, and not get discouraged if we don't see the results right away. Of course, you need to plant the seed, you need to water it, you need to fertilize it, you need to take care of the sprout. But don't lose your faith if you don't see results right away. Often it takes a lot longer than we expected, and that's just how things work. And that's okay. If you write that book, you might have to work on it for years and then you send it out to publishers and you might be rejected, but you just have to keep going and believe in yourself and believe that you will eventually get the results you want. Or maybe not the exactly same results that you thought you would get, but you will get some results anyway. Number 7. Stop being ashamed of how many times you've fallen and start being proud of how many times you've got up. I used to be ashamed of my mistakes. I thought that everybody was laughing at me when they saw that I had failed. But now I try to remember that a mistake is nothing but just a chance to learn, a chance to do things differently, a chance to find new approaches. Besides, if you give up, you will never know what would have happened if you had just kept going. Number 8. Being happy with what you have while working for what you want. It's so easy to get lost in what you haven't achieved yet, to envy the people that have achieved something that you want, and forget about all the good things that you have in your life already. If I feel discouraged by something that I haven't achieved yet, I think about my family, my house, the beautiful surroundings of where I live. I have so many good things in my life, and I have achieved so many things. Maybe it would be even a good idea to list all your achievements, so that if you are feeling discouraged, you can always go back to that list and be reminded of everything that you have done and everything that you're grateful for. Number 9. It's not about trying harder. Softness opens doors that force cannot move. Sometimes we might feel that we are just banging our head towards a wall. We are trying so hard and we are not getting the results that we want. And in those situations, I feel it's best to shift the perspective. Try something different. Do something differently. Try to do something more gently. It might be time to take a break, relax, breathe, and maybe you will realize that things will happen at their own pace. No matter how hard you try, you can't make the process any faster. It doesn't mean quitting, it just means that you're looking at things from a slightly different angle. Number 10. Avoidance is just prolonged suffering disguised as safety. If you're afraid of something, trying to avoid it won't make it go away. It will just get worse. So instead of trying to avoid the situations, the people, the feelings that feel uncomfortable, face them. You will most likely feel empowered and you forget why you were so scared of them in the first place. Of course, you need to be mindful about the size of your challenges. For example, if you are afraid of water, don't just dive into the deep end of a pool right away. Maybe first go to the beach and wade into shallow water, and then when that starts to feel comfortable, then you can take small steps forward. Facing challenges that are too big might make the fear even worse. So this is it today. I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. Thank you for watching. Remember to take care of yourself. See you in the next video. Bye bye!